So on 5th of March, I enrolled with some client to help him supervise and manage the farm up to the goals he wanted. He wanted to be able to generate some income on the farm and also get food. Yeah, the farm is close to 10 to 15 acres. So yeah, those were his goals for the farm, to be able to generate at least some sustainable income, and also to be able to get food to eat, of course, at home. Yeah, so those were the main focus. Like simple things. By food I mean simple, maybe vegetables, those simple things, tomatoes, cabbages, things he can just take home and eat. So, and then also have a part where we sell. So, like, I do not help farmers fulfill my own goals, I help them fulfill their own goals. So the projects that I started on the farm here are in relation to what they wanted to see on the farm, and that's how I generated the goals. I generated the goals depending on what the vision they had and what they wanted to see on the farm. And so some people would say, why didn't you grow this crop? Maybe why didn't you, all that land you should have maybe put this crop. You see, every person has what they want. Maybe for you, you want tomatoes on your 50 acres of land. Some person does not want tomatoes. Some people want coffee. Not everyone wants coffee. So it depends on what a farmer wants. So I help farmers depending on what they really want. So my client wanted that. He did not want coffee, he did not want some other crop, but he wanted that. So I've been able to establish, so I started from on 5th March, been able to establish a few things on the farm, different projects. Of course, the system that I want to use to be able to make sure that this place is sustainable and the management continues, even if I have to leave at some point in time. That the farm, I don't leave the farm the way I left it. At least I must leave things continuing in perpetuation, things continuing sustainably, to have at least a system established in the place. So the main 4 things that I'm concentrating on, it's irrigation. Of course, irrigation is already established on the farm, because every farm needs to know where they get water from. Water is very important, an important aspect on the farm. The other thing is nutrition. I haven't established a nutrition place. I want to establish a farm compost area where we can be able to compost manure. So in addition to the inorganic fertilizers that we may add onto the farm, we want to establish a compost area to help out on the work. And then the other thing that I want to work on is management. Besides management, let me first start with crop protection. Of course, the system that we use to protect crops from pests and diseases. Of course, nutrition and other factors are also involved when working together, but separately, how do we see management of pests and diseases in the area? What countermeasures do we enact so that we prevent the pests manifesting before we start to control them? So the preventive measures we can establish after we have grown the crop, either like studying the weather conditions and be able to apply the pesticides as needed. Then the other system I'm establishing is management, and management is in 2 forms. The use of good agricultural practices. What practices are sustainable, because some farmers here don't plant in lines. So such things, to be able to establish sustainable agricultural practices on the farm that will yield results, that will maximize the use of land, that increase that optimize the use of resources, and reduce losses of the use of resources. So yeah, I want to establish also that kind of management system where we apply the best agricultural practices. And so the other part of management is also labor, how to manage labor. I want to I'm establishing a system, of course, that helps to schedule activities on the farm, so that the owner is aware of what is really happening at the farm in real time. So when I plan activities, they know. Of course, I'm planning now to use Google Sheets and Google Documents. You see, other skills are needed here besides just knowing how to plant and to grow. So that, because they're not always on the farm here and they need to get in touch with me, they need to have a follow-up easily of how the work is progressing. So I've been just doing just sending messages, but I realized I need to maybe find an online system that helps them be able to access some. I'm going to be using Google Documents or Google Sheets to help keep in line with what is happening, because you can comment online, I can comment online. So that's another system. So also how to manage these guys, to be able to put for them a work schedule, how they're supposed to work from morning to evening, depending on their strengths and depending on the activities that are present on the farm, because all those factors are very, very important. If there's little supervision here, the work cannot be done. If there's no direction of what we need, people will do their own things. People will do things that are not intended towards the goals of the owner, because the goals of the owner are to produce food that for consumption, and also produce income generating projects on the farm, so to help us generate some income and to be able to pay the people who are working here, and also to be able to, of course, sustain some of these other expenses that are not farm expenses. So that is my main goal. I've made it to an adjustment of 6 to 8 months. I'm so far in 4 months now. I have 4 more months to go. So by September, I want to see how far I've gone with my systems. Of course, the people can do these things also faster, but I'm designing my own system that will also help other farms also establish themselves. So this is how far we have gone. So I've been able to establish sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes. We have maize, sweet potatoes, of course, here for selling, yams for selling, Irish potatoes for selling, maize for both feeds, for the piggery unit and also for consumption. And we have cassava also for sale. We have a banana plantation. So I found the banana plantation already here. So I'm just going to make sure I fix it so that it gives us my work is to fix it so that it gives us the best yield possible. So we have the banana plantation, cassava, what haven't I mentioned? We started beans as well. We're also growing beans. Also, we just harvested them recently. So we are going to plan to expand them and grow them even on a larger scale. So beans, then the other thing, I guess that's it for all the food crops. So I divided the crops into two, the food crops and then the cash crops, because every farm needs a high yielding, a high profit crop on the farm. For me here, it's Irish potatoes. Some other person will be coffee, some other person will be cotton. So it's my high profit yield crop. So the other food crops here, we have sweet potatoes. They can be for food, both for food and for sale. So yeah, that's what we have established on the farm. So I'll be sharing with you every other progress I make in the different systems that help me to produce the intended results. Otherwise, thank you for watching and thank you for following through. If you need also help to plan your farm, you can contact me in the details below. My number is there. You can reach out to me or by email. My email is also there. Let's learn together. If you want to really start, if you have your land and you want to start something, you don't know how to plan, you need help with planning, reach out to me. I help you plan. Or you can get a beginner's guide. If you want to grow vegetables, there's a beginner's guide in the description below. It comes with 10 free guides, 10 free guides with, that will help you grow for any desired vegetable that you want. So the vegetables are 10. I've given you free guides for 10 vegetables. So it gives you what to expect, how to choose good seed, how to choose the market, and all those things will be very will work out very well for you. So another thing maybe I want to state before I leave here, there's no high marketable crop than the other. It's how you position. Of course, there are crops that are now of high value, that are seasonal, of high value at a point in time, but all depends on how you market your crop, on how you find your markets. It's not just about what is selling, what is on profit everywhere, or what crop are people selling so much, because you can say people are selling so much in this season, then you start also growing that, and then the time when you reach selling, its prices are down. So it's just how you market. So you grow with a market in place. You grow from the market. You know where you're going to sell whatever you have, so that you don't make losses after you harvest. Otherwise, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.